Hey guys, Katie here, and today I am doing my May haul and my June TBR. I'm really excited about June. I'm excited about all the books I bought. Just in general, I wish that I had more time to read because there are so many books to read and so many buddy reads that I want to join in on, and just so many things in general that I want to do this month that there's no way. How I'm gonna do this, I've been trying to figure out the format of this video because I always do my haul and TBR together, but I want to be a little bit more split up, so maybe I will leave an annotation to the TBR if you want to skip the haul, your choice. I was on a bit of a budget this month, so I actually only bought 5 books, which is kind of amazing. And I'm really excited about this. I got Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. I have been told by Lianne at Literary Diversions that this is a fantastic book. I mean, she did a review, I will link it below, and then I commented and she said she thought that I would love it. So I'm very much looking forward to this book. The next book I got was by Jhumpa Lahiri. It is The Namesake. I asked on Twitter if this was better than The Lowlands, and it was kind of a resounding yes, this is better than Lowlands. So I wanted to buy it for a long time, and finally I just said I have to buy this book. I know I'm gonna love it. I loved Interpreter of Maladies, and I'm really excited to read The Namesake. Hopefully soon. I'm supposed to read this with Lisa from My Book World 2 and someone else, and I can't remember who it was because this is on Twitter like a couple weeks ago, but very excited about this book. The next book I got this month, I wanted a prettier edition, but I got this one because I just wanted to read it. It is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I've read this before, but I just felt like it was time. I was dying to read it. I was thinking about the movie or something, and I think I did the Kiss Mary Cliff tag video, but I talk about Laurie and that, and I love him and he's wonderful, and I love everything about Little Women, so hopefully I can read this. I think it looks bigger than it is, but I'd like a prettier edition of this. I just was desperate to read it, and I didn't really want to read it on my Kindle. So I went to the bookstore yesterday, and I was actually in search of something completely different. What I got was Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This was on my 10 influential books tag video, and I read this when I was 14. I would really like to reread this book, and I'm really glad to own it. I'm pretty excited, and I actually like this edition. I think it's perfect. I can't wait to get a new perspective on this book. The last book that I picked up this month, as far as I know, is Big Fish. This is by Daniel Wallace, and if you saw the movie with Ewan McGregor, it's totally magical and wonderful. I have heard very little about the book, but of course I'm sure it's good if they optioned it for a movie and ended up making it. Can't wait to see if this is as good as the movie, which just gets me every time. This is a really cool cover. I'm glad I got this one actually, and not some other one. It's very pretty, and I'm just generally excited. So now I'm going to talk about the books I'm going to read in June, and I've been reorganizing my Goodreads page so you can actually see my future TBRs. I've made little shelves for them, so if you're interested or you want to know what I'm thinking about reading, you can look at that if you'd like. First, I want to talk about the buddy reads that I'm doing this month. There are 2 books that I don't have yet that I hope to have in the next couple of days that I'm doing buddy reads or group reads for. On Booktube Reading Buddies, we're reading Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe by Fannie Flagg. I read a Fannie Flagg book when I was really young, and I can't remember now. I think it was in high school, and if I recall, I really enjoyed it, but I don't even remember what it was, so who knows. I'm excited about this book. It's not the one I wanted, it's not the one I voted for, but I think it's gonna be fun, and you know, sometimes it's good to step outside of your comfort zone. It's not what I picked, but maybe I'll love it. I just didn't know about it. I don't have that yet. I think I might get a Kindle version of that. I signed up to join Lisa from My Book World 2 and a bunch of other people in reading The Golem and the Jinni by Helene Wecker. I have this book on my Kindle, and it's a really interesting book. It was released last year, and it's basically about a guy who has a golem created for him, and then he dies, and so the golem is kind of like in America on her own. That's about as far as I got in the book, but I thought it was really enjoyable, and I think it'll be a lot easier to finish it with friends and other Booktube Reading Buddies people The next book that I am reading this month in a book club setting is The Brief and Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Diaz. This was the selection for June from the Writers of Color book club on Booktube Reading Buddies that was set up by Adira from The Young, the Broken, the Bookish, and Steven at Stevereadsbooks. I am so excited. I've been dying to read this book. If you don't know about that, it's a Goodreads group where we are trying to read more diversely, specifically writers of color, and I think it's going to be a really great thing, and I'm really glad to be involved. I was talking with Lisa. I keep mentioning her. Lisa, clearly you're awesome, and it sounds like you're my only friend, but I have other friends, I swear. But Lisa's really awesome. We were talking about reading The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri, so I'm not sure exactly when that's going to happen, but it should be within the next month or two, so it's tentatively on my TBR and we'll see what happens. So I'm really excited. As I said in my haul portion of the video about Big Fish by Daniel Wallace, I'm going to read this as soon as I can, but probably after Burial Rites because it looks really cool and I'm excited. Has anyone read this book? If you have, let me know in the comments. And as I just mentioned, I will be reading Burial Rites as soon as I can finish up what I'm working on right now. Very excited about this book. I have heard so much about it, and I'm just glad I got a pretty edition, which I know is just really shallow of me, but it's what I wanted. I am also going to try to read The Virgin Suicides by Eugenides this month. We'll see what happens, but it's definitely on my TBR and I can't wait to get to it. Just gonna put that right there. The next book I'm going to give a shot this month is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I am so excited to read this book. I already started it and it was fantastic. It was so much better than I remember it. One more book that I have to read this month is Hyperion by Dan Simmons. It was a Booktube Reading Buddies buddy read or group read this month, May, and everyone loved it. So clearly I need to read it because they're going to be reading book 2 in the series in July. So I'm going to try to catch up. I know there are other people who are looking to catch up too, namely I talked to Heather at Illogical Betty about it, so we're kind of reading it together maybe, and yeah. Those are my plans for the month. If you've read any of these books, please do let me know, and I hope that I will be able to watch your hauls and TBRs and wrap up soon. If you've posted one, let me know in the comments. So I will talk to you guys later, and have a good day. Bye!